Welcome to another day of exploring yourself and your view of the world through the Bhagavad Gita. One of the key teachings of Bhagavad Gita is samatvam, equanimity, and being the same in all situations could be a rough translation in English. I've tried to model that not only by talking about it, by, for example, how I do these daily practices. As many of you know, I wear the same clothes, a t-shirt, pair of pants, barefoot, no matter the weather. I also do this at the same time of day, and I do it in the same place, which some of you might not realize. In fact, I had a wonderful conversation with my dear friend Rob, and today's practice is dedicated to you, Rob, and to Vera, and to one other person I'll mention later. And he said, he asked about the different places I practiced in. He said it looked like I practiced in at least 2 or 3 different places. And it's like, no, it's the same place. It's my yard. And today I'm still in my yard. It's just a matter of perspective, which way the camera turns. And I thought that's one of the most valuable teachings actually from the Gita is in chapter 1, Arjuna is all over what he has to do as his duty. And Krishna, his spiritual advisor, best friend and cousin, keeps saying, change your perspective. Change your perspective. It's so hard. Just a little tweak. Instead of viewing this as a tragedy, Arjun, look at it as the opportunity for true spiritual growth. How many of us do that? So I thought I'd just give you, I'm going to be basically in the same place, but I'm going to change my perspective slightly and see if this affects your experience of the video. So here I'm going to, let's see how we can do this. I'm going to cover you up. All right. So now we're in front of my trash. If I did this, I just turned the camera a tiny bit, but would this affect your experience of my practice if I practiced in front of the trash? Let's try something else. Okay, now I'm in front of my garage door. Is that different? And now I'm going to do, this is just turning my camera again. And I'm going to get to our place of practice today. So bear with me. How am I going to do this? Ta-da! Be with my petunias and tomato. Same place, different view. And does the view affect you? It affects me. One of the other people I'm dedicating today's practice to is Tom Hamilton. And if you're not a baseball fan, you probably don't know who he is. He's one of the greatest radio announcers of the sport of all time. And you can watch Guardian baseball on television. Sometimes national feeds pick it up, but I tell you, nobody gives you the perspective like Tom. He can make the most boring play exciting if you listen to him on the radio. And it's his love for the game that comes through. We can apply this in our lives and interactions. We might perceive something as the most boring thing ever. But if we bring a little enthusiasm to it, it can turn into the most exciting thing ever. So, a little view on perspective today. And the sun has its own perspective. So we'll do some practice. We'll have it here today. See, like I said, petunia, tomato. Let's do our asana. And one thing to do is quite simply, if you don't want to change rooms or anything, is just face a different direction when you do your asana practice each day. It's very intriguing. All right. from today's perspective, I am super tall. I like that. All right, now you can see me head. Hello. Switch. Maybe direction. Oh, how was that? I want to be closer to my friends. There we go. Another fun thing about perspective, at least from doing these videos, is I have a lot more gray in my hair than seems to show up on these videos. Sometimes it surprises people. Cool. Okay. For the next 5 minutes, I invite you to hold in your mind a situation, a relationship, an event, and note if you can tweak your perspective on that just a little bit. And what happens if you do? For example, from going tragedy to opportunity for spiritual growth. Hello. Let's do this for 5. And coming back from that contemplation, I wonder how that went for you. Perhaps in coming days, I'll take you to different perspectives in this one same place. And perhaps today you can find a different perspective on your situations or your life in general. I can't wait to find out what we discover tomorrow. It's going to be great. I'm trying to channel Tom. So until then,